In this video, I will be sharing 8 different techniques for memorizing lines so you can choose the ones that work best for you. Everyone is different, so you can choose one or several and mix and match as you need it. Whether you're preparing for an audition or practicing a big scene, these easy tips will help you remember your lines quickly and perform confidently. By the way, if you're serious about improving your skills, send me an email at romypeniche@gmail.com and I'll send you a professional scene for you to practice. Also, stick around till the end for 2 bonus techniques that could be a game changer for your memorization process. Before we start learning lines, it's important to do some groundwork. I'll explain that in a bit, but if you're eager to jump straight into the techniques, I've included chapters in the video, so feel free to skip ahead to the first one. What we need to do first is break down the material. So make sure you understand the context of the scene, your character's goals, and their relationship with others. The better you grasp why your character says something, the easier it'll be to deliver the lines naturally. Next, focus on what your character is doing and their emotional journey throughout the scene. What do they want to accomplish and how they accomplish it? By connecting with their goals, emotions, and motivations, the scene will feel more real and the lines will flow naturally and be easier to memorize. Take care of your mental and physical state. Get adequate sleep because memory gets a boost while you sleep. So make sure to get a good night's rest. It helps your brain hold on to and recall those lines more easily. And then use mindfulness as preparation. Use mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or meditation to stay calm and focused. Stress and anxiety can mess with your memory, but staying present makes it easier to recall your lines. You see, it's normal to feel nervous, but many actors find that once they dive into a performance, the anxiety just melts away. I like this app called Headspace. I'm not sponsored by Headspace. Headspace, sponsor me. I like it because their 5-minute beginner meditation videos are great. You can access them quickly before an audition or a performance. Take breaks. Don't try to cram everything in one go. Instead, use a spaced repetition. Review your lines over several days to give your brain time to soak it all in. I know we don't always have tons of time, so if you're in a pinch, just spread out your practice sessions as much as you can. The first technique, repetition. You can practice repetition on your own in 2 ways. Read aloud repeatedly. Read your lines out loud several times to help lock them in your memory. Pay attention to the rhythm and flow of the dialogue. I do this a lot myself, especially since I have an accent and I want to be clear. Write your lines by hand. You can also practice repetition by writing your lines by hand. This method engages different parts of your brain, which can help you remember them better and recall them more easily later. For me, I like repeating my lines out loud better, but I have a friend that always writes his lines down, and he likes it. The second technique, use mnemonic devices. The mnemonic devices are patterns of letters or ideas designed to make something easier to remember. The first one is chunking. Break your lines into smaller parts, memorizing one section at a time. Group them by meaning or emotion to make them easier to learn. For example, with a line like, "I can't believe you did this. After everything we've been through, you just walk away like it meant nothing. How could you be so heartless?" You can break it down like this. Shock and disbelief. "I can't believe you did this." Emotional history. "After everything we've been through, you just walk away like nothing." Anger and accusation. "How could you be so heartless?" By dividing the lines into smaller chunks with clear emotions, it becomes easier to memorize and deliver them with the right feeling. The second mnemonic device is using the first letter method. Write out just the first letter of each word in your lines. This prompts your brain to recall the full line with minimal cues. For example, for the line, "I can't believe you actually did this," you would write I-C-B-Y-A-D-T. I can't believe you actually did this. The third technique, record and listen to your lines. Record yourself reading all your lines, including the cue lines of other characters. Then listen repeatedly, play the recording while doing other activities like driving or exercising. Listen before sleep. For better retention, listen to the recording right before you go to bed. Your brain continues to process the information while you sleep. The fourth technique, apps and software. Use a line learning app. There's a ton of apps like RehearsalPro or Linelearner to record and practice your lines. I used RehearsalPro when I didn't have anyone to rehearse with, and it was really effective, but you can also use your phone for this. The big advantage of the app is that you can upload your script, highlight your lines, and view your script while you're listening to your own recording. I know a lot of us need to see the lines to practice, so that's an option. You can also use a teleprompter or cue cards. I know it maybe feels like cheating, but if you're having trouble learning your lines, start with a teleprompter app or cue cards to help you get your lines down. And as you get more confident, you can gradually stop using them. Links in the description. The fifth technique, use physical movement. Walk and talk. Walk around while reciting your lines. Moving around helps your brain connect the words with action or associate actions with words. Connect certain lines with specific gestures of movements. This creates muscle memory that helps with recall. Okay, so I gotta say something about this technique because I think it's important for you to know. Let's say I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna say, hey, do you like something to drink, right? And then I remember that line. But the thing is that when you get to set, if the director changes the action, you need to be able to change the action. So you need to be able to be redirected. Does that make sense? The sixth technique, rehearse with a partner. This one is my favorite. Run lines with a partner. Practice with someone who can read the other character's lines. It helps with timing and simulates the flow of a real conversation. You don't have to be in the same place. You can call each other or Zoom, FaceTime. But for me, this is the best one because I like to say my lines out loud to someone else. Otherwise, you can get in your head, you know? It's good to have someone else. You can also practice rehearsing out of order. Practicing scenes in a non-sequential order helps you focus on key moments and understand the overall flow better. The seventh technique, visualization techniques. Visualize the scene. I like this one a lot. Picture the setting, characters, and emotions as you read your lines. Imagine the colors, smell, etc. Visual imagery helps anchor the lines in your memory. Or you can use mental mapping. Imagine placing your lines in different spots around a familiar space, like your house. When you need to recall a line, just mentally walk through that space. This technique is called the method of loci or loci or memory palace. I like memory palace better because, you know, memory, my palace, Pick a familiar place like your room in your house. Visualize it and imagine placing the information in specific locations, like a drawer. To recall, mentally walk through the space and find the information where you placed it. This method works because we're better at remembering places than we are at recalling words or numbers. Our brains naturally link sensory details to locations, which helps information stick. The eighth technique, highlight cues. Highlight your cue lines, the lines immediately before yours, to train yourself to listen for those triggers. Knowing your cues well will make the flow of the scene smoother and more natural. Here are the bonus techniques. Bonus 1. Practice cold reading. What the hell is cold reading? Well, cold reading is reading a script for the first time with little preparation. It helps improve your ability to learn and deliver lines quickly. This technique is a bit advanced, but helps build confidence and adaptability. Give it a try, grab a scene you haven't read before, and practice performing it for the first time. I do it all the time just for fun because it's great for improving my English. Bonus 2, repeat with distractions. Once you've got your lines down, try practicing in a noisy or distracting environment. This will help you be ready for anything, whether it's a live performance with people chatting or a phone going off or a busy set where the crew is working hard to perfect your scene and there's a lot of noise around. You need to be ready for anything. Well, that's it. If you found these techniques helpful, be sure to check out this next video for more tips and tricks to enhance your acting skills. Just click here to watch it, or here. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.